benza sato samaya manu palaya benza sato tenopa tiskari no me bawa soto kayo me bawa soto chayo me bawa Anarato me bawa sarva siddhi me parayesa sarva karma susa me siddham shiyam kuru ahara ho bangave sarva tathagata me zama me meza me bawa ma samaya sato.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles to my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in a state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merits of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of the happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I beseech the great Vajradhara, Tilopa, Naropa, Marapa, Milarepa, Kampopa, Pakmokdrupa, Lord Jiten Songkun, at the feet of the root guru, who possesses the three ways of kindness, and all the root gurus and spiritual masters of the lineage, the Idams and Dhamma protectors. May your marvelous blessings permeate my mind.
Tange tuje shajare zanjang yenje mendo jemonye mbaze jalom boda vejibe shaje jabe jala ge zanzo jabar benje bola gadenje be monando manda no medanda lone zimbe kanun orje ramboje la ge zanzo shibza golan chene jemonye zebe odanda zelena Jaratim Bakona Sanze Kaju Ramboja La Gazanza Jimera Tijango the Mandishi Zango Bochat Mandishi Zango Boja Dava Tamjin Jimba Kunjin Yamen Jogon and Jinga Zanza Romi Japan Sanje Kunyon Sinjugon Sabalame Jala Guzan Dasu Sinji Lo Chuzan Rover Sinjala Ejelam Rover Sinjala Lanchuva Seva Sinjala Chua Yiki Zanjawa Sinjala Hello everyone. Terengaranzo Chini Sipa Tomartini Kono number Tabagodini Sama Kono Sancho Simti Simgonetini Simpartious Tene Kangi him simple service Urbanes Tiji Luchilla Kansaji Umban Tangdiavatini Chepatam Papa Tambuchu Sajachi Bongadin Shipate is Teginanetini Then Yamsel Parsipala Tomat Hundo Hundo Gananetini Hundo Tumong Hundo Jalodona by Ja Tumoma Hundo Jaganani Tene Sadang Dorsemdan Mender Condition Teren Caps Papala Tenen are not Jula Sinam Jupersibala Tene Lamanam Jurus or Tene Lamanam Jotre, she had Lamanam Joyes.
In the beginning, before we listen to the Dharma, please cultivate a good motivation for listening to the Dharma. So please cultivate a motivation of Chitta. And so the Dharma we are listening to is a very unique practice that enables us to attain complete enlightenment in a single lifetime in his body. And this fivefold path of Mahamudra. And then in order to practice the fivefold path, we just must complete the preliminaries. And so we have already discussed the 4 uncommon preliminaries, which are the 4 thoughts that turn the mind. And then discussed the 4 points of common preliminaries. So we spoke about taking refuge and practicing sattva and the mandala offering. So today with the 4th one, that is the receive the blessings of the Guru, so that the blessings enter our mind stream.
Some get change you on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Can you guys hear me clearly, or am I broken off?
Yeah, Ina, it's a bit broken off, so it comes in bits and pieces.
Oh, really? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
if you can repeat, I think that would be good for us.
Okay. How's it now? Is it a bit better?
Yes, now it's better.
Okay, so I changed the setting. Okay, so yeah, so for in the beginning, for listening to the Dharma, please cultivate a good motivation, a perfect motivation. So which is the motivation of bodhicitta. And the Dharma we are listening to enables us to, it's a very special practice that enables us to attain complete enlightenment in a single lifetime, in a single body. And that is the fivefold path of Mahamudra. And in order to practice that, we first have to complete the preliminary practices. And of that, we have already discussed the 4 common preliminaries, which are the 4 thoughts that turn the mind. And then we spoke about the first 3 of the 4 uncommon preliminaries. So we spoke about taking refuge, Vajrasattva, and the mandala offering. And today we continue with the 4th one of the uncommon preliminaries, which is the Guru Yoga practice, which is a practice we do in order to receive the blessings of the Guru. So the blessings of the Guru enter our mind stream.
So ngang so tang guru lam nam ju nyam ne si go ya so yo khare sin mi yo ngang so ta thatu sanji ji kompang thok thatu sanji ji kompang thok go na tini saja chim ne lo gu ton to go res saja chim ne lo gu ton to go na tini tham cho to che pa tini lam mi nga ta lam sin ko na tini saja chim ne lo ton to go yo de tini de sana tini nga ke lam nam ju ro se ya lam nam ju nyam ne si go ya jim si tini 요레스 샘제 내로 또 담마도 사자 친구가 하 거도 참마들 라면 민가다 라면 신나 코나를 두고요 송도아스 조응하는 저따라 보주 넘바 참마게 배 라면 남주다 라면 신랍 될 휴리지 내가 친구 자고요래 라빠던 가서더니 가주반에 얘네들이 조다 라면 신랍 코나게 되네더니 로마게 무기단 라면스나 코나 이게 땡니 되니 사자 친구 돈도 오고 유디 되니 라면 남들 하창 뒤친 붙여고 열어스.
And so the reason why we practice the Guru Yoga is, of course, our ultimate goal is to attain the state of enlightenment. And for that, we need to realize the nature of our mind, Mahamudra. And it is said that the best method to realize the nature of the mind are the instructions, the pith instructions that we receive from the Guru and the blessings that we receive from the Guru. And it is only through that we can realize Mahamudra. And so that's the reason why we have to practice the Guru Yoga, because it is said that the realization of the mind depends solely only on the blessings of the Guru and the pith instructions of the Guru. And so especially in the Tibetan tradition, the Guru Yoga, the blessings of the Guru actually are extremely important part of the tradition. And in particular in the Kagyu tradition, the blessings of the Guru and the devotion of the disciple. So those two things are really most important when it comes to realizing the state of Mahamudra. And so that's why this practice of the Guru Yoga is extremely important.
Lama nam jo se zo lama se de nga gi thara zaw lama tha tel ko go yores rang so so zaw lama zo tela tene lama nam jo zo ndo na lomong mu ku si go ya ta ti ko la song yo yore te endu tene ta lama tin do na meg na ji nga zo chi kompa pon pha lam ga ro go na meg le tin ro go do meg mi na thong mo do pe ti na ji 산지지 컴판 톱고는 라면 민가당 라면신 랍르티는 거 산지지 컴판 톱고도 tin 라마트 민나이 차고요. 대답더니 라마테 학장 기침보. 내가 침보 차고요. 대선나더니 라마텔더니 친이데 딘바고요서. 로마라 로만 친이 고래 라마라 라면 친이 고래스. 대데 당하나 또 로몽어가니 다 소소베 제 줄로 롭정도 도낭당 대바 다나 침보유 나가는 오늘 산지지 공판 톰도 어때다로 눈바유나 아니 라마데 학장게 되니 내가 침보 차고 대인들이 라마긴 친이데 시고야 돼 학장 기침보 차고 들라면 친이데 따라 너다 하 참만은 망고 송고 요레스 대인들 람상가랑 빼 라마지는 제바 삼지 람상 빼지 나완 로송 빼 samno titene lamsan tsaw lama cha so mayin ba lama kin dambo lama ke chi yuntin nzepchu so chama ha ko tini tene so so ke pe che o dan de ngara chi tsaw lama che pa yin na chen du sin ni la dang la di tong tu do sa ya de jim chi ship tene tene nga ke tsaw lama so go ya te tene nenga ti cha go yo res de ma dong nga ke 대가 좀 저절로 드랭하나 나와진 로송 어딜라마데 빼 엔치니라 침보리도 올라마데 빼 저절로 콜로마만 본도 올라마텔다 시자용딘 침본도 로아 달라마데 빼 나도 따라 보주 남바든 라마 금칭망보리도 던지삼로 땅 드니베 도솔라 삼로 땅 드니 간사 텔 답지 힘주 강야미바코 찹라게 찹라진 나긴 통설 네처 다랑아 가래 하고는 뒤tin 지선다네 되니 자발라마 지선은 되게요 말레스 자발라마는 나게 답지 시거스 저당하게 출을 지쳐저걸 대파도 무그 학장게 내가 침보래 대인도 뒤 대파도 무그 된 탈신거나 대파 제사게 열대라 대답을 용딩 창도도 뭐도 하고글마도 되니 대랭아 pe depa tang tanang teni lama chiti sanye te nga lokta ndo chia chi cha yongwa ina teni ngarang la ta sawun ro chi yoro diwa sawun ro depa sawun ro chi ten ter te chung shon du teni yongwa chi chula tonang tang teni pe tso koncho sumna depa tanang siya di shidra mi pa cha teni nga pe sanji chi kompang toya la pe chung chimbo jago yoro ten du teni tambo ngarang tara depa sawun ro yapo yoro di teni 나도 출었지 따라 대배 짐단들 릭배 짐장서 미송도 남주 대배 짐단데 개침벌이 인데 인에 고를 대바드면 탑미 바리 대배 짐단데는 릭배 짐단데 스탑기 유버테니 티니 나가 잡을라마 던데 티니 마노바 담 근데 대자 담 찾을 때는 대바 설무도 바시죠 그때 개침 차고 있어레스 라마 남주는 또
So for the Guru Yoga practice, that Guru should be understood to be the root Guru. And so it is taught that we as disciples should develop devotion to the root Guru, because the Guru becomes just like our eyes. For example, if you need to walk on a road, then you need eyes. If you don't see anything, you can't really go on the road. And so similarly, if you want to attain the state of enlightenment, you need the Guru's instructions and blessings, which then becomes like your eyes. So it's extremely important to have such a root Guru. And so what's very important, however, is that the guru really is a qualified and authentic guru. So it is taught that the guru must possess certain characteristics, and also the disciple must be an authentic disciple, which means from the side of the disciple, for example, that one is interested in the Dharma, one wants to learn about it, and one has great faith and a pure view. And you think that I really want to attain enlightenment. So if you really want to attain enlightenment, then the guru is extremely important. And because of that, it's also very important that we understand the qualities, the characteristics of an authentic guru. And the sutras and the tantras speak a lot about the different qualities a guru should possess. So for this reason, so when we speak about who is our root guru, it's not somebody that we meet and immediately that guru becomes our root guru. It's not like that. So first of all, we need to understand the qualities of the guru and the enlightened activities of the guru. And otherwise, if we just meet somebody today, meet a guru today, we don't really understand what's the characteristics, the qualities or characteristics of that guru, then you might feel that, oh, this is a great guru, or maybe because he's quite famous, he has a name and so on, or maybe because he has a lot of disciples, or maybe you feel that, oh, he's a great scholar, he knows so many things. Or in the Tibetan tradition, you might think that he is like a certain number in the line of incarnations. He's had that many incarnations, but actually it's more than that. You also have to analyze, investigate that guru. The guru doesn't become the root guru just by seeing that guru at this one time and then just following that guru for some kind of arbitrary reason. But it's important that you really analyze the guru. And so, of course, first in general, it is said in the Dharma that devotion and faith are extremely important. But then in order to really perfect your faith and your devotion, your pure view, the person that you are devoted to, you also really have to understand their qualities. Do they really possess all the necessary qualities to be an authentic guru or not? So otherwise, you might feel a feeling of devotion and pure view today, but then if you don't really understand that guru's qualities, then tomorrow that might turn into a wrong view. And then your seed of virtue, your seed of devotion becomes somewhat impaired. And so then later maybe you lose your interest in the Dharma, and maybe you lose your faith and your devotion, your pure view toward the three jewels. And then that becomes an impediment to attaining enlightenment. So of course now we have that seed of devotion, which is excellent, but on top of that seed of devotion, of faith that we have, we also have to understand the guru's qualities. And so this faith arises on the basis of knowing of those qualities, and then also knowing like what that who that guru is, so also based on a kind of a pure perception. And so first, in terms of faith, this devotion that arises from faith, that's of course very important. But the second part to that is a real analysis to really understand that guru, so that you come to really an unmistaken understanding that develops into the three kinds of faith. And so to have these three kinds of faith, that is really crucial for someone then to become your root guru. And so this is how we first approach the guru yoga practice.
Marang tabal lama telatin tabal lama korang sini chang mi pa ina tenu marang che tepa tanang se de ba ina yang ag jul sinap Ken Juya Yomares. Then the three Tini, thing pattern Tango res lama give hinish battle. That in Tini de Tini Kakijima who showing what is chance like Pinsona Lama, Maranka Lama. Kandiji tingo yosari lama hibate kandiji lama tele gosari so tes ma ngondro nane ma shoyong yin ba
Chikten Somgen said in the Gongche that unless you find the characteristics and the qualities of the teacher, you won't find the teacher's qualities, so they won't then arise within your mind, meaning that so first you have to find someone who has those qualities. If the guru doesn't have, if that so-called root guru doesn't have those necessary qualities, then the blessings also cannot, there's no blessings to enter your mind. So surely the guru must have certain characteristics, qualities. So I'm going to share a few of them with you, thinking that it might benefit you. So I'm going to explain a little bit how we should follow a guru and how we should understand the guru, what the guru is. So in the context of the Ngondro, the preliminaries, I will explain a bit about the guru.
Tsini mi de yung tin ti mi si sen de pen nga so ke lama tin tsini ding mi lamen tsini ding mi na o ngol lama de pe jine ze ge tripa rin jamba yang ge tripa ri sana do ji tripa ri ta de me tripa mangbo nga so she ge do sa te ta wo tin lama de tripa ti tripa tin ri jine tripa ri se ya tin tin de sen nga so ge tripa ri de na ya tin nga ge te pa che de be na ya jine ze ge snap jamba yang ge snap de top tu yo ma re so tsini mi din ba yin na yung tin ji mi ne se ya ta tin de yin ge sa ri tene taran do duba na ne khare song do se na loma zang bo lama ku tin te da ke lama khepa ta la ta nam la nyewa tin par sa chup se shen na khepe yung de telen jong song do loma zang bo se da ta loma shirap de din ba se yo ta loma shirap de din ba nam ji tene pe lama khepa lama tuju le yung ten yu do ba lama ke tuju yung ten zo ta lama ke sam nin je sa chu je sem tendru ke tuju yung tin tin de betne lama tendru ha ko tugu yor was lama shirab yung mi de nga lama de tepa yos lama te tini chedin je nga ga ra thap char to on te manova chi nga ge lama te ngu seng tugu yo na lama te shirab yo batar te ta betne lama te ta betne lama chini de ba thop ne te thopa la tene lama kepa la tene nga ge pe lama la tin lama la kachu she de pa ta na sin de de ju la de sin la so topu yo le so pe te re nga so tara pe na nga so ji tin ba ge chi min ji la bo na ro min do chi yang mo na la che la din do chi o yang mo na chi rang ge chi jo za ge re ka ren do chi jang go yo na chi jang se ge gin te la ko pe ko na la te presume ge te yung tin de mi na te normal la te tam ke pa cha mar ba se ko mi ba ke ba mi na te nga ran ko ran ka che jang mi ba ke ba cha go ka che lob de ba yin ya tu chu thola ri ma to ta te te shi ba ma to shi da thar sin shi tu yo mar ba se ka sin ge gin ko ran thar ma sim cha te loma te thar sin go yo ma pe di na ye es number 2 nyam ni si go na ya te lama nya pe lama to pa nyam len din ba tini te ta we de me tini jan ne tini chu shin nyam ne sin de le tini te rang ju le sin nam jo ne tini nga na ya ne lo sa ja chi mo ton to pa tini chi ko re so ta lo di te le yang ar sung do sin na ta lama ke tini de ja chen te chom pa wa ta zong we tini ni tong ba de ne san chu sin ba ye tong ban pa sum cho ki sa so ta lama nga ge tin lama te pe tupa jachimbo nyam to pa jachimbo tene loma la tene loma jutsu dan tene ma dangwa da menga tin thapa dona lama te ke tuju la pe sancho de sen namba ni to din de ba Tene te tabe tene lama tene go yore so.
So it is said that if you do not rely on a qualified guru, then the qualities also cannot arise within your mind. So, for example, we casually often say that, oh, this Lama is an emanation of Chenrezig or of Manjushri or of Vajrapani and so on. And we might have that kind of devotion, really seeing them as that emanation, as this Turku. So then if the guru, however, if it doesn't actually have those qualities, then the blessings of Chenrezig or Manjushri and so on also cannot really enter your mind. So if the teacher doesn't have the qualities you're looking for, then those qualities also cannot really arise within your mind. So the disciple, first of all, must be someone who has some wisdom, some intelligence that allows him to see the qualities in that guru's mind. And so mainly that means that the guru possesses love and compassion, bodhicitta. And so a disciple who can recognize that this is a disciple, this is a guru who possesses those qualities, and so therefore they cultivate devotion and a pure view. If you can recognize that, then you are a disciple that possesses intelligence, and so, or wisdom. And so then relying on that guru also will lead to obtaining the qualities of that guru. And so the disciple must possess such intelligence, and the guru must be one that is skilled in teaching the Dharma to that disciple. And so when they come together, then through faith and the pure perception, then you can receive the blessings of the guru. To give just a worldly example, for example, if you want to learn anything in the world, for example, if you want to become a doctor, or you want to become a tanka painter and so on, whatever you want to learn, whatever skill you want to learn, you need a teacher who knows about that skill, who is very skilled in that. Otherwise, there's no way that you can actually learn about that. For example, you want to become a doctor, you really want to become a very skilled doctor. If you have a teacher that doesn't actually really know so much about medicine, then you will not become a great doctor. It's no matter how much you learn, you are in some ways really kind of wasting your time. Of course, you will learn a little bit, of course, but you won't become a perfect doctor. Because the teacher himself is not a perfect doctor. And so similar it is with the Dharma practice. In order to gain realization and perfect the path, you need to rely on someone who has done that. A guru with realization, who possesses practice. So when you meet with such a guru and you follow them, then the blessings really can enter your mind and you can see the nature of Mahamudra. And so it is taught that regarding the qualities of such a guru, the guru should have a great learning and also should have experience and realization. And if the guru possesses those qualities and you then rely on that guru, you follow that guru and you receive that guru's instructions and you practice, then these qualities will also enter your mind. So the guru must possess these qualities of experience and learning, and mainly the guru must possess the quality of the twofold bodhicitta. In the Bodhicharya Avatara, it explains the characteristics, the qualities of the guru. And it says that the guru should be someone who is skilled in learned and skilled in the Mahayana teachings, and someone who does not forsake the twofold bodhicitta even at the cost of their life. So that actually explains it really easily.
top lingke tene gewe ni de shirap chimbo chuni dimba don to bas ninji chimbo yinji dongan mozuba sinap chimbo yinji nawa jonni ba danga chimbo yinji lamna ti ni ba so tate zo karson de shirap chimbo ke gewe ni koran shirap chimbo yin sadi koran ke chuji nelo tamji to don to de ba koran ninji chimbo yin sadi pe simji tamji jidini 심지 탐지를 되는 배 학경 같은 독재와 진보 요대바 리다 소다 리스마지 바 용조로 배 심지 로아로 심지 용조로 배 되니 라빠드 되는 네 성고 동아 요대 심지 탐지를 라빠드 되는 닝기 무조건 닝기 요대바 되네 신랍 진보선이 랑게 줄을 되니 투줄을 되니 사주 센 넘버 용자디 되니 텔을 되니 되니 yenla sinje lap toba sinlap chimbi yin nawa journey ba sondo sinlap chimbi yin nawa journey ba ta zo ka song sen tope da tona tuji yin to se ta te chan ro te ndu tene sinlap chimbi yin nawa journey ba dama chimbi yin lam na tri chimba sim tene te ta geni give hin de la tene tupa ta to 투삼 검성 그랬더니 소소를 빼 단냠니 되는다 투바 자친보 유바되는다 너나 되니 심지 이해나 되니 람띠네 되니 티다 민가 라소바게 되니 로만 남야 코와데 동할래야 린타바 티타바 람도시 타바 되니 대답지 요래서 남아 진비 인질람나 티니바스
So the doctors lingere pasore.
Lingere pasando.
Then the Mahasira Lingiripa Ahmed said that so regarding authentic spiritual teacher with wisdom, they have realized the nature of all, the true nature of all phenomena, and with great compassion they look after all sentient beings with great love and without any bias at all. So all sentient beings in the 6 realms of samsara, in particular the beings in the lower realms, in particular the guru has immense compassion, unbearable compassion for the suffering sentient beings. And then with his great blessings, the twofold bodhicitta enters their minds. So if the guru possesses these 2 kinds of bodhicitta, he can confer blessings to others. Or it is said literally, then with great bodhicitta or compassion, the guru can control the appearances of others, meaning liberate their mind streams. So with realization, the guru has liberated their own mind stream. And with compassion, they can liberate others. And so the guru is someone who possesses the qualities of listening, of reflection, and of meditation, someone who has extensive learning and extensive practice. And that enables them to show the path to sentient beings, to give them instructions according to their needs, and thereby lead them out, raise them out of the suffering of samsara. So such a guru is able to show the path to sentient beings.
Data lama matina running cover taku mate, data lamatin, damata minga unity. Tendicena didn't call it tap, they mato didn't call it takumi, munduasi, lama minga matine, call it or to be on it, there's nothing lama minga being to us. The tiny nani carson to sena, yinji jumi, linji, kandayan a minute, lama to tap in but a rangus unam lehis as. Tandona. Ranga 담보 예 도만이니 랑아 유드 베센트 네로 데 드니 아 베조스는 니 유요레 데 베조스는 니그 요 말해서 미니 데스 다 데이터 미니 데 가르신 다 라마를 띠네 라마게 미가 다 마게 다 대파 메부건 라마를 띠네 드니 데드네 드니 랑 하코트 다 수남 사고도 랑게 수남 레히사 랑게 수남 드니 라마 미가를 드니 드니 데이터 내로 오토바 드니 이걸 데인데 라마 미나 데또 투금노서 춘롱진비 줄레스 주다 링지지비 이신에 초사 드바장을 라지다 또딘 라메신라 마토바 탑기팀 몽베 히바르카서 춘롱긴 도나나더니 지바리 돈다 지바리도 너나 링지지비 이시되더니 나게 초사 파드바 초사 드바장 대답 초사 드장세네 되니 라메밍알라 되네 되니 셈지네로 또 후여래서 다 초사 드바장네 초사 드장 장장 세데는 사제 진보 동도 요래서는 뒤또 투고요 말에 초사는 드바장 걸때 조라메 민가 될 때는 되니 셈진네로 또 그래서 근데 되니 가 가자 집어 지장이 가장 공도 따라 가는 소티 산치야 도센 사야도 파드바장도 와 되니 멘다피아도 소남 차사고요 다 초사 드바 장사도 다don된 이거 막 달라면 남겨시야 라면 민할 때네 되니 람 남겨진 냠니시고도 와 되니 초사 드장세 되니 라마 라밍할 때네 랑게 무파도 쿠팔 때네 되니 랑게 내로게 하코도 봐 되니 그도 와 되니 람 남겨시야 냠니시고야 되게 두고요레스
And so then once you have encountered such a spiritual teacher, then you should follow them and practice with great joy or enthusiasm. And so for that, of course, first you need a faith and a devotion to that guru, and you need to rely on that guru. If you don't really rely on the guru, if you don't follow the instructions, the various teachings of the guru, then you cannot become liberated from samsara. So only when you follow the instructions of the guru, you receive them and you follow them, only then can you become liberated from samsara. In the Hevaja Tantra, it says that, so the nature of the mind is primordially already there. So you have this nature that's already there, but if you do not make an effort in practice, then you cannot find this nature, you cannot see it, even though it is there. And we find our true nature by relying on the instructions of the guru, by relying on them with faith and devotion. And that also requires having accumulated merit. So we need to accumulate merit, and we need to purify obscurations, and then also we need to rely on the guru's essential instructions in order to realize the nature of the mind. If we do not have these, then we cannot realize the nature of the mind. In the Waterfall Sutra, also it says something similar. In order to realize the co-emergent primordial wisdom, we have to accumulate merit and purify obscurations and receive the instructions of the guru. Then we realize the nature of the mind. So therefore, if you wonder, can I realize Mahamudra if I only accumulate merit and purify the obscurations? So that alone is not sufficient. We do have to accumulate merit and purify the obscurations. But then having done that, we also must receive the guru's instructions in order to realize the nature of the mind. So we already mentioned exactly that the other last time. We have said that first we practice prostration and we practice Vajrasattva. So these two practices are mainly to purify our obscurations. And then we offer the mandala, which we do in order to accumulate merit. So once we have done that, it's still not enough. And then we also need to rely on the instructions of the guru. Then also we need to practice guru yoga. we need to develop faith and devotion and practice with faith and devotion. And only then can we realize the nature of the mind. So that's the reason why we then, on top of that, also have to practice Guru Yoga.
Matrapa Karson is in a Lama Gypsum Martin, Udunani, Thomas Yison. Tangan Lama Martin, Tablan Yimba, and the Sanji Compa Toy University, Toy Marison was Lama Martin, Udunami said it, Tumong Mudup and Chokum Mudup said Sanji Compa Toy Yomaris on the enemy, but the Lama go your Lama go, Lama Tian singing was.
And my tripper had said that if you do not rely on a qualified guru, then the two kinds of siddhis cannot be attained. So that means that one cannot attain the state of enlightenment through any other method. One must rely on the guru in order to obtain the two siddhis. So the two siddhis are the ordinary or the common siddhis, and the supreme siddhi, which is the state of enlightenment. So to attain that state, we surely need a guru, and we need a qualified and authentic guru.
That's someone Yamnis in Andra. Tandodin Goma, Karen Yamni Chepayana, Laman Sini the Dimba. Tini Teletin, Tini Nageta, Tin doing it so to some gom some top of young scene. Tini Yamni, Sigoet, Hakan Kitchen Boy or Tini, someone and Nicolata. So, Junko going to Zo Lama River. Junko going to Zo the Lama the Chandra. Penang so. Sut at this in a penatini Tan Doloxena, then Chor, Tan Dolosena, Concho Kundi and Lama is Lama Cook Gendung, Song Tamchu, took Sanjins. Nang that the Sena, and it somewhat at the Senate, and it Zawa Sumiantini, Lama ten to the US. Pena Lama Cook Gen Maribai Zawa something. Lama Yatan kind of something. Good Lama Song de Yada to Kandros. This one Yotara Sinabjets our Lama Sinabjets our Lama Udubjets our Yadan Chinejets our Kandro the Chichong Dodina Zaksum Kunduyan Lama Chapio. Tini Tarangan so this somewhat of this in a Kosumian Lama Samas Lama Tripuka Lama Longkudupaka Lama Chuchukas Kosumian Lama years Dona Lama Teta Yadamian Lama Sanjay and Lama some Lama to be your race on that one that Sini some dead of the Lama the kitchen but Chaya Jimsi. Didn't they tell Simi Matsawa, you know, the Lama Kanjoma Young at Zavalama. The chat took much up Jim City in the world.
And so we engage in the practice of the sutras and the tantras, and they both explain the importance of the guru. And now, as practitioners of the Vajrayana, when we follow the guru, it is extremely important to do so by following an authentic guru, and then in their presence, then receiving teachings and reflecting on them and meditating on them and practicing them. That's extremely important. In the Vajrayana also, it is said that the guru is the principal lord of all the mandalas. So from the outer perspective, or say the sutra perspective, according to the sutras, it is said that the guru is the embodiment of the three jewels, in the sense that The guru's body is the Sangha, the speech is the Dharma, and the mind is the Buddha. From an inner perspective, or the Vajrayana, it is said that the guru is the embodiment of the three roots, the Lama, Yidam, and Dakini. And here, the guru's body is the Lama, and the speech is the Yidam, and the mind is the Dakini. It is also said that the root of all blessings is the Lama, the root of all siddhis is the Yidam, and the root of enlightened activities is the Dakinis, or the Dharma protectors. So it is said that the guru is the embodiment of all the jewels, the three jewels and the three roots, and also according to the Vajrayana, the three kayas. The guru is the Nirmana Kaya, is the Sambhoga Kaya, is the Dharma Kaya. So the guru is everything. The guru is the Yidam, and the guru is the Buddha. So that is an authentic guru. That is why it is so important to follow an authentic guru. And so the key word is authentic. It has to be an authentic guru. If the guru is not authentic, it won't. You won't attain all of these qualities by just kind of randomly following anyone without any certain qualities.
Lama Sanje Lama Ngondro Lama Kunje Sipo Lama Lama Part Dordin Chang, so that don't Chama Lama is.
So the Lama is the embodiment of the Buddhas. He's also the Sangha. He's the embodiment of Vajradhara. So in brief, the Lama embodies them all.
Lama Tanang Mugu. The solo thing that in a rangi julita, synapse toku was. Benang around the Tarajidim and Songudua. Tarajuganana. Chinta Pepsi Dimbala, Karpa Bumdo Gombala, Lama Kichi Timpen Chok, Nindrip de Pasaya with Lamas on the Blinche Las on the long the channel on Roywe.
Me, this joke.
How can they like? Then I pay.
Lola me.
Oh, how can
Mata is joke song.
Oh, Tintam Pepsi Dimbala, Karpam Bumdo Gombai. Lama Kitchen Donuts did it. Maranta Tara Lako Gom La Gomeva, Maranta Chiram, Lako Gomia. Lako Kapamapon Gomia, and Magis in Lama Kitchi some timba in a tepin chigris. Me end up de Pasaya, Lamas on the Blinch Las, Tang around the Nimpa Tangsagura, then a Nimbam trust in a Saguyo Tansi Mambo. Data of Tansi Sabale. Chama Busaya Nagi Lama till Hajang Tepa Kupa Chimgonitini, Lama Chino, then Naga Lama Semte, Lama Hajang Tepa Gonitini, so what Ninja Tabia Pine, Destina Pin Chigres and to that.
And so when we then rely on a guru, it is important that we really have, we must have great faith and devotion, and then with great devotion engage in practice. And as a result, then we see the nature of the mind. So in brief, we need devotion, faith, devotion, and a pure perception. And then the blessings of the guru will enter our mind. In the Tantras also it says that it is of a greater benefit to remember the guru with great devotion for just a single moment than it is to visualize or to meditate upon form the body of a deity for many aeons. So that is, for example, we visualize the deity according to the generation stage for a really long time. It is actually of greater benefit to remember the guru for just a single moment. And then also it says that it is of a greater benefit to remember to supplicate the Guru with devotion by saying, for example, Guru, think of me, then that is of greater benefit. A single supplication like that is of greater benefit than to complete the accumulations of millions of mantras of a deity. You know, sometimes we say that we need to accumulate hundreds and thousands of mantras of a deity. What's of greater benefit than doing that is to supplicate the Guru with a heartfelt devotion just a single time.
Data with the Lamanjar so in the data on the net, Chushogo is Benangapi, jump to Dombash, jump to Labza Hakoasi. Data with the Sancho seemed to Dombash, Sancho seemed to Labza to Hakoasi. There's a somehow with the one last for sure. The Nijiram Zoram to sort of Lobionsi to Hakoasi. Donna the data with the name of Lobionsi is here. The Patana Church and Reste. Lama kita lemde ma lejumde malong tu chirwa sor panza kare imba rwa cholla za nga gi ju le nyamne kare chigo yupa ta nga do de na nga la pe nyom ba ta tini marek pa la su ba nga sul mangbo yorwa mashi ba mangbo yore de tini lam mi nga ta lam sin la tin te so ha ko ngo tu sin de de nga ngu pa de ju le jar Then Yamni Sigol Mata, young Lama de Zachimbori, Lama de Bay, Shivitza Chimboin, then take young Pinto Yong Lam Song Yalit, Yams Lana, then it ding on them Mugut Teddy Patecha was. Rangaran, so Lam Chusong Teman Zimba said, Lam Song Chusong Teman Zin saying, or Lamming Alatan, legend drinking or two just say, oh, that this on the Teman Zingo is. Kare panza imba, kare lanza imba. Ongo lama za chimbo inga deba chimbo in zedena, ta chira deba yona pinto yo de yinde. Mina ya, ta chirangi ju de njura tangu yo mata. Chirangi ju de njura kare tangu risina lame chirang labza chite yore. Chirangi ndo pango das. Chirang ndo nyamni chigo das, labza chite yende. Ta de ngagi nyamni maze chate, dina ngala pinto mo doas. Lama song Temanzi, the Olame the song, Tange de Lani to Guyosa. Didn't I come to the Tini? Yaminche, Betorche, the Richena Tamane, Magalaman Tepa, you put that tail. I'm a good saying, say that didn't you was. Taramalare Baksong Euro. Sanzen Burba Dalame, Palame Shato, dripping jar, say Chindua. Conlajudan Joe. Buat so pretty me this, Jen Boalas about pretty me the Yina Congatini, Chudrupa, Yamnis and Lama song, the Yams Lanetini, Betapa, Gomjan Yamnesia, Dunge, Lama Shato, Temple Beans, the song you are. Then the Lama Chusong Temanzin, the Yamnesia, the Lama Latini, Bovachishu, the Chakayu is Tara Marason Gatin, but so do us. Lomanam jitin kong shaktin siya. So ya por isung doa. Tangune shaktin chi gona, lamakase shapetin gona. Tene lomanam jitini gewa chung chung ri drapayina ya. Tene tes unam deke tene lamakase shapetin gi sung doa. Gewa drume tene lam shaktin te yung ri sung doa. Mexican ngen the drubi in da de shaptin in the sit in the mind. Chetang marang nam ju jumbar. Matsigan and I missing so one anita, Che Chunyami Lobionji Chigiorwa. That data with Chechon Kang by in a dagger and you get in Lamakati Shapeti and Chap. So Gichi, laying but I'm said. Then the weary so then the Malaya person to that you bought a parliamentary chateau in Jerusalem. Chateau de Ben Jerusalem. Don't Lamakati Shapeting on a rangi give out of word. Lamasong healer, Zina. Lama la penge lama de tepa yu lab de pazama yin ba ngone lama ke song ke lob yong nyam nesia.
So when you have then found such a guru, then you also have to receive that guru's teachings and then practice them. So for example, if you receive the refuge vow, then you train in the precepts, the vows of the refuge. Or when you receive the bodhisattva vow, then you learn about the precepts, the trainings of a bodhisattva. Or you receive an empowerment of the Vajrayana and the instructions on the generation and completion stages, and then you learn about them and then you practice them. And in this way, if you really go into the teachings, then your faith and your pure view will increase more and more. So when we rely on the guru mainly introduces you to the workings of karma. So the guru tells you, this is what you should give up, and this is what you should do. This is what you should practice. And then in this way, you will purify the afflictive emotions and the ignorance. The many things that you don't know will be cleared away. You will begin to realize and understand as you receive the guru's instructions and the guru's blessings. And so the important point here is that you actually have to apply the teachings to your mind stream. In other words, you have to practice them, which means that it's not enough to just say, oh, my guru is great, or he's so precious. That alone will not, actually that alone is not really called an authentic devotion. Just to think that the guru is so precious, so special. That's not devotion, but actually to really, the perfect devotion that for the guru is if you actually practice the guru's instructions. It is said that you should follow the each and every instruction, command that the guru gives you, and consider it as consider that to be the most authentic thing to do. And so among these instructions, the guru introduces you to karma, telling you what you should do and what you should not do. And if you have great devotion to the guru, you will consider these words as authentic. And then with great faith and devotion, you will practice them. And so this is really how you transform your mind, how you change your mind. If you just think that, oh, the guru is great, but you don't really actually follow the guru's instructions, then that feeling of faith in your mind it will not transform your mind. It will not change your mind. It is good, but it won't change your mind. So how you can really transform your mind is when you actually follow the guru's instructions. And so the guru tells you that's what you should do, that's what you should not do, and this is how you should practice. And then you practice accordingly. If you don't practice what the guru tells you to do, then also you can't receive a lot of benefit actually. And so once the guru has told you what to do, then you should really feel that I have to do that. I have to practice. I have to do the best I can to practice. That's actually a sign of real devotion, of real faith. And so, for example, Milarepa had said that I have no material things to offer to my guru, but the highest offering that I make to the service that I bring to the guru is the service of practice. So Milarepa didn't have a lot of possessions, but he spent his life meditating, practicing, and that became the greatest offering to the guru. And that is what we do when we really follow the guru's instructions and considering whatever the guru says to be authentic. And actually, Garchen Rinpoche also always tells us that. He says that the disciples, we make long life offerings, an offering of long life to Rinpoche. And Rinpoche says that this is, generally that is really excellent. But then the real long life offering is if the disciples actually engage in practice to whatever extent you can, even if it is just a small virtuous act, a small merit that you accumulate, whatever virtue you can practice, that becomes really the long the long life offering. So actually, so that is to think that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice the Guru's instructions. That itself becomes actually the long life offering. So this refers to really anything that is virtue. So it is not just to do this one long life ceremony and then thinking that now I have made a long life offering to the Guru, but actually it means to apply the instructions of the Guru in your day-to-day life on an ongoing basis, to learn the Dharma, to practice the instructions to whatever degree, whatever extent you're able. And that naturally becomes a long life offering. And that also purifies all your negative karmas. So actually that and what Milarepa had said really have exactly the same meaning. So Milarepa said that my service to the Guru is to engage in practice. So this is how we should follow the Guru as a disciple. So we encounter the Guru and then we receive the instructions and then we practice them, we keep them in mind and we practice them accordingly. So which means that it's not just this feeling of devotion that we have, but it is actually putting it all into practice.
심진 이엔라 핀 토고요나 근데 라메 샤핀 차그레스 심진 이엔발라 핀 충충지 토난다 첨보 토난다 너는 심진 이엔라 핀 송아이나 근데 라메 끝에 샤브름 끝에 샤핀 거름 차그레스 송도스.
So Gautam Rinpoche says that if you benefit sentient beings, that becomes a long life offering to the Guru. Whether it is a great benefit or just a small thing that you do, in brief, if you benefit others, if you help others, that is the long life offering, the service to the Guru.
Kirum gompa manglaja, lama gompa kona me, zoram gompa manglaja, local linkir kona me song.
Local menke?
Lockers in a Ikea. Locker.
Lama lokia shene lakapames.
Lama gompa ina, then kirum gompa mambo, then lama gomna. Yahuri Stefan Yumares. Then Zorum Mango Yorete, the Lama Langa, then it depart Yichi, Chimbo Yonatini, Zorum ta Decona Yumares and Terita.
And Master Kotsamba had said that when there are many visualizations, many generation stage practices, but there is no greater practice, no greater meditation or generation station to meditate upon the Guru. And even though there are many completion stage practices, there is no greater completion stage practice than to meditate on the Guru with great trust and with great devotion, faith into the Guru.
But the Lotte Linkers at the Hajanganenga Chimbor. Then I also Namju, the Lama la Tepa Sosogata, Zabalama Tepa sent the Katsam, 6 within it, or Laman de Yapore said the Patang and Digoma. Ninko repeating yes, Lama la Tepa Tana go your reason. Ninko repeating Tepa Tana Mina Yichi Mina. Some Satining around the Tepatilla. Giovanna was a young girl was Jean Dowlatine, Jean Carildine, Penarange, Sambana Yi Lama taking Majevich. Range Sambana Yi Lama taking Malavich. The need the solitine, Range Tess Chedogola, or Lama Tinginis, Sanjing is on the Tinderang in summary, Marangue Chema Son Samia, or Tini Lama June Tunya. Goson took it in the bottom to the June Tunya. The Soyan got the courage and Tony Wilson, Tamboni Chiran, Debat, Zumano Chadi, or Debat singing the Chayaman was. Or the Zumano Chadi did so own to Joyamari. When I chula that you can chiranga lama to the Debat Chimbo. Sanjing Tonke, Debat Tana Ichiuna. Train Junior Toma Inaya, Naranga Jun in Bahako, Lama Jun, Main Bahako, Nag Jun, then it in it, Detaba. Penangaran some Tripal and Natsayu, the Kanza Hila, Tonka Potina, Cotton the Serum, Tongo Marilla Gudo. Thing I knew Mumba. Tini take it in the Tiningara, Tini data of June Tungu, res the Rimato Lamachun Chagayo Mares, the Tara. Te pami pe junta ngagi nyomu pe junyi pa te hako te ha ma wa yena tenen je ju na na tenen te song le de nga zu kong zhe jambu na song yu wa kong zhe jambu na kai song do san jing na lama ma re song damza tung pa ka ding ngagi ji randu ma zong chen yi chi je je ju na te song lo te drip song do te ha ko yu 산지 답 산지 답 라마 다 산지 답에더니 용띠인데 그 라마 때라더니 베 나랑 그 만나기 삼노다 오코 만나기 전에 산제나기 마통 만나기 앞에 생각나는 진진을 봐 되네 담사 동부터 나라 라마 되겠더니 나라 왕롱티 미가 단도는 나라 베 휴위지 까딘 장요로 봐 담봉하나 렌데 야고 시미야 Jamdu Dombaya Yapo Shimia, that Lamaltin legend hako, Conchosen hako, Rua, ta data watching Agitachi, Yamnesia Kanga Kansa Hako, they tamki Lama Kadini, but they tamki Pajine, Rua, Randu Majong Sen Yichi, Tangagin Dupa taught Maherita, something the younger was, and Randu Rangana Sambana Himajeva. Then it rang each, Tayapo Mendoza, then it same pump. Nalagoya Jema so Sen on the Namdo Ramada Mambo Tessom Ramada Mambo Younger, Topa Pay Mambo Younger, Draw Mambo Younger. Zejuna Tesson look they drip sedo. Donna de Tamdi Arangi June Chang res. Depa Nata Chiran, Depa Ichi Teta Miba. That is Teta Maimba. Lotte Lenkur says to Jusong Teman Zins. Carson Lamason, tell no one to a Kayamis. Cousin Nagi Junjin Toa in a Rani, Tomopata, Tomowata. Yana ranking Chado around the door. Yana ranking Najaga around the door. Then Donna Yomo on the Rumato. Lamason tell Noa Kayamis, and Patini Teta Yuna, then Languning Arangoni, Lamon, Zavalama Tepa, said the Machadi race.
So this point of really fully trusting, fully surrendering to the guru with complete trust, that is really a crucial point. Because often we are quite casual with our devotion. We say that, oh, he's so great. So we basically, our devotion becomes lip service. We say that it's such a great Lama. But that's actually not enough. It really has to come from the bottom of our heart and from like the bottom of the depths of our bones. It really has to become a complete surrendering faith, a pure view, and a complete trust in the guru. Because if that is not in place, then sometimes it does happen that like some condition arises and that causes our devotion to change a little bit. And for example, what kind of condition could that be? For example, maybe the guru is doing something that I don't necessarily approve of. It's not doing something according to how I want things to be done. Or maybe the guru says something that I don't really approve of. And so then you begin to doubt and you begin to think that, oh, maybe the guru isn't really like the Buddha. And because he did that or he said that and he didn't do what I really wanted him to do, or he didn't say what I wanted him to say. And so then we begin to see the guru's faults in their body, speech, and mind. And why? It is because to begin with, your devotion wasn't really authentic. It was kind of a false devotion. And in these moments when conditions arise, this is when this hidden false devotion comes to the surface. So then it is clearly there. Then it becomes clear that your devotion never really was real. Because if your devotion and your trust would be completely firm, then even if you would see a fault, you would recognize that that's my own fault, actually. It's not the guru's fault. For example, it is like somebody who has jaundice. Somebody with jaundice sees a white conch shell as yellow. So it's not the conch shell's fault, but it's actually your own jaundice. So when you know that, you recognize that it's the fault of my own afflictive emotions. It's not the fault of the guru. And it is because my own devotion isn't strong enough, or it is because I'm too afflicted. But when we don't understand that, then we begin to criticize. For example, in Ngondro's calling the guru from afar, it says that, you know, when I see the deeds of the guru, even though I've seen the guru as the actual, even though I should see the guru as the actual Buddha, then often when I look at the guru's deeds, I see the guru as a normal person. So actually, we should see the guru as the Buddha himself, but often we see the guru just like a normal person. And then the quote continues, and then we fail to remember the kindness of the guru. The guru has given us empowerments and transmissions and instructions. It is not before we met the guru, I didn't know really much about karma, and I didn't know about the refuge. And the guru taught me about karma and about the 3 jewels. And it is because of the guru that I know how to practice. So actually the guru is extremely kind, but beings forget all about that. And then all we look at is, does the guru do what I want or not? And then if the guru does something that goes against my view, then we lose heart and we are upset. And we feel that the guru didn't do what I wanted him to do. And then a lot of doubts arise in our mind. Then we begin to think, and there's this chain of concepts arising in the mind, and so many questions and so many doubts arise in the mind. And so in this calling the guru from afar, and it says that, and these doubts, then these misconceptions regarding the guru's activities then obscure the mind. And so in brief, it really is when we see a fault in brief, it's really our own fault. It's a sign that our faith and our trust is actually not that great, not that authentic. So we shouldn't be like that, but we should really, once we have found that guru, completely surrender our trust completely to the guru. And that means that if we fully trust the guru, we would do whatever the guru tells us to do. And we would never think that, oh, he's wrong. But whenever we see a mistake, we recognize that's actually my own mistake. The mere fact that I'm seeing a mistake means that I myself have a mistake. It means that I am ignorant. It's because I'm ignorant. It's because I'm jealous, or it's because I'm prideful. But in brief, it's not the guru's mistake. It's the mistake of my own afflictive emotions. So in this way, we have to develop a really authentic, a true devotion to the root guru.
The Lama Jambu Pianan Sondo, Lama Tin Yin Mugurum Jutrip, Chila Zedon Tana, Chechong Song, Tandona, Tamborang Pe, Chula Depa, Chimboyuba, Tana, Chimboyuba, then Ranga Lama Yapo, Tate Lama Yapunjar, Tendrisi in the Tinipe, Namche Rani Jita, Semnana, Namto Nyomumba. Tan do the rangin do pata mantum pata so mangbon ro jong tendri de teni la maltia ke je teni rangi muguti chung ro yo sarida la matin ki mugurum ju drips la malate pata na chung ro an chi la ze dong ta na ke shong sun chi sina chu ro la porta la ma chi po loma teni ta ngune go na chu ro tham je le je je ha kyang ke ze wa de pa chim bu go je je de pa ta na Lama le tepa tano, jepa na yi chudo nam le te, nam yi tepa tano jigur. Sanga kona to tamtsik song rawa de tamtsik rawa. Tamtsik se di lama ta loma ni pala tamtsik go da go, loma pala tamtsik tiga rang go da. Tini pena nga so kaju koma tiso lama tiso samotana. Tini hatyang ki chita soso ka tsaba lama la tepa tana chimbundua. Pena marpa losan rayna naro pinchin tepa tana chimbo yore. Te mago naro pinchin loma tamchil hatyang ki tepa chimbundua. Tana chimbundua. Mala repa ki te na hindua. Lama la tepa chimbo. Tini te taba tini loma tamchila, chudo tamchila. Hatyang ki ta chido ra chibo na te taba tini tepa tana. Tini lapa ta ngana zon drugon kajun re yana chopan jiktin sungu. Padin pamu chala pem di tini kongi pamu chapa la tepa yudu yu. Pamu chapa loma yungzo la kongi sansi yoda. Chudo yungzo la sansi kuyab chi yoda. Tambu me yinba korang la pe chazo gala ko tsurchi kinsi. Dega zu chupa mari ko yindo chi yore se yano. Ko chungro tarwa. Kalsi mo changman sansi yoro. Tepa tanan chi yoro. Tene kale kong lasan namda ke tepa thana uns lama te loma yana lama tripari sangura te ta tepa thana sene te mama thamche la hakyang ke tepa thana chiro namla sepa res te ndita na to ju la che lama la tepa chondo rang ke sem la ta jina lama ke loma ta ngara ke chiro pom mangbo yoro te thamche la pha chewa ka che do guyap chi ke chunjo ka che do to so ten jewa phe yore ngara 그 주로 제 바로 제 바로 때와 단dun바 요나 ngara 라마들 대파 침보 요 따리 주로 탐지 지난 라마 집 로마를 때와다 그게 침보 요나 지난 담책 자만이 다 주었다 지난 줄 빼 라마 대파 요바 다 주리 라마를 담책 자만이 다 주리 대 가리 따로 가리 빼는 매 요나 도와대기 매 요바 띵게 요로 빼 디나기 주로 남지 찌찌를 째와다 다나요나 다 뒤 주들라 담책 자마요 봐 근데 타주 좋아해스 근데 주로 찌찌 빨라 근데 대파 다나 찌찌를 째와다 좀이나 근데 찌찌를 때스 노첸라오다 근데 마라블라야로 또 제대바이나 근데 담책 자마시라 차가요 말해 안되는데 나가 라마라 대파 다나 거 주로라 디나이 파즈 째와 담책 고레스 대상화 코랑게 다른 같이는 뭐지 가서 왕나디 인데 지도와 공기变的 링도 튕알아变 튕알아 렌데 담책이 디나 인스 라마 데나 인 공기 变 링도와 라마 딘 튕와 튕도를 变 링도 담책 될 变 링도 튕와 나게 디 꿀빠 디나 이스네 디네 대파 담생 레바 요레스무도와 안데데 디네 파즈 하장게 찌질라 주로 제와 담세 거야 돼 라마 무기나나 대한 레바 요레스
Also, then it says it continues in the calling the guru from afar, that and then moreover, it says that if we follow the guru with devotion, so we follow the guru with devotion, but we neglect a pure view and devotion toward our Dharma friends. And then this actually obscures the devotion to the guru. So maybe first it begins with, we have great faith. We have a lot of devotion and a pure view, faith in the Dharma, and we meet authentic guru. And then one day, all kinds of thoughts and afflictions arise in the mind, and Guru maybe does something that I don't approve of, and then slowly the devotion gets lesser and lesser. So slowly the devotion gets obscured by my own afflictions. And then the same goes for the Dharma companions, the Dharma friends. Actually, we should have the same kind of faith and the same kind of pure perception that we have toward the Guru to our Dharma friends, meaning the disciples that share the same Guru. So we should actually have the same kind of really intense love and faith and a pure view toward all of these Dharma companions, just in the same way as we have it for the Guru himself. Actually, in the Vajrayana, that's related to the Samaya, and we say that the Samaya is the life force of the Vajrayana. And that means that, of course, the disciple and the Guru must have a pure Samaya, but it's not only that, it's also the disciples must have a pure Samaya with one another, with the other disciples. Also, the past Kagyu masters have practiced in that way. For example, Marpa had a great devotion and a pure view toward his guru Naropa, but then also the same kind of pure view and devotion to all of his other disciples. Or we know of Milarepa, he had great devotion to the guru, and similarly to all the Dharma companions, to all the other disciples. He had just the same kind of faith and a pure view. And in the Drikung Kagyu lineage, for example, Jigten Sumgön's guru was Pagmo Drupam. And of course, Jigten Sumgön had an immense devotion for Pagmo Drupam, but he also had that same devotion and pure view toward all of his disciples, seeing all of Pagmo Drupa's disciples as an emanation of the guru. And so therefore, he would actually prostrate to all of the Pagmo Drupa's disciples, and he would respect them greatly. And so in the beginning, when he was first doing that, actually, the people actually thought that he kind of pretends, like he acts like he's this great practitioner. They were criticizing him, and they said that he is this fake practitioner, the pretender. So that's how it seemed in the beginning. But then slowly they began to see that the reason he did that is because he actually did feel so much faith and so much pure view, such a pure perception toward them, that he really actually saw them all as an emanation of the guru. And so this is how we should see one another as Dharma friends, as Dharma companions of the same guru. And actually, if you really have devotion to the guru, if you think you have devotion to the guru, then look at your own mind and then ask yourself how much pure view and how much love do I have for all my Dharma friends. And that's really connected to the devotion, the Samaya and the devotion to the guru. So if you feel that I really love and I see completely purely all my Dharma friends, then that is a sign that your devotion to the guru is great. And that is also a sign that you surely have a pure Samaya. Your Samaya is completely pure. The Samaya between you and the guru and you and the other disciples. So that is connected to that feeling of faith and love also toward the Dharma companions. And so that is a sign that your faith is authentic and that your Samaya is pure. It is just like, it is obvious. If you have fire, for example, then a sign of fire is smoke. So it's interconnected. So if you have real faith and love and a pure view toward your Dharma friends, that is actually the Samaya. That is the Samaya also with the guru. Then you can be certain that your Samaya is pure. And if not, if you just think you keep your Samaya with the guru, but between the other Dharma friends, you don't really feel a lot of faith and you don't really see them so purely and you don't feel that much love for them, then the moment like they say something that like offends you or you find is a little unkind and so on, then immediately you will feel negative about them. And then that's a sign actually that your Samaya is maybe not so pure. So in brief, the Samaya that we have with the guru, the devotion and the pure view that we have for the guru, must be the same for our Dharma friends with whom we share the same guru. For example, Gacho Rinpoche, when he gives empowerment, often he takes the mala as an example and of the samaya, and he says that so the big bead, the guru bead of the mala is the guru, and all the mala beads are the disciples, and the string that keeps them all together, that is the samaya. So this is how we are connected to one another through that string, that bond of samaya, which really is a bond of pure view and of faith in one another. And so therefore having faith in your Dharma companions, your Dharma friends, is directly related to the samaya with the guru.
Oh yeah, that around Salam Tambo Nyamni Chi Indu the Gom Tap de Ma Shoyong in.
So then next I'm going to explain the actual practice of the Guru Yoga, so how we should meditate, how we should practice it.
Then the Tambo Teletini Naga Choyan San de Gorva Choyan San de M de Tini Range Dunjin Lam Kalatini Singi Chimbo Jeji Tikotini Rambochin Chu Yang Ching Jachevatini de Dendetini Pamle Pema Ale Dawa Ramle Nima de Dinatini Nage Chinchin Sabalama Ngo Chinchin Sabalama Imbalatini Namba Dordien Chang Kumdung Humbo Sharje Sani by Ye Dordi Tatar de Longju Chinzin de Pate Chirangima Sonze Pezi Jan Tepani Chutong Yubazi in Matoti Yum Yusi Chong den Dongomada.
So then, begins with first you visualize the refuge tree as before, so this field of accumulation, and so then within that you visualize the a throne, a jeweled throne supported by 8 lions, and then on top of that, from a bam syllable appears a lotus flower, and from an a syllable appears a moon, and from a ram syllable appears the sun, and then on top of that seed is in essence your own root guru, and in appearance it is Vajradhara, blue in color with 1 face and 2 arms, and holding a Vajra in the right hand, a 5-pointed Vajra in the right hand, and a bell in the left hand, holding it at heart level, and his hair is bound up into a top knot, and he is adorned with the various adornments of a Sambhogakaya, such as there's bone ornaments, and there's jeweled ornaments, a jeweled crown ornament, and necklaces, and earrings, and bracelets, and wristlets, and a belt, and shoulder or arm bands, and various other silken garments, and like silken ribbons winding around his body, and he's adorned with the 32 major and the 80 minor marks of a Buddha, and he sits in the cross-legged posture. Yum di Shigumara.
Madonna Chodan. To say Yogla.
Anthony Tanati Shab Tigare Shabdoji Gindum.
I shop the
Then Bese Sambo Gicho Tini Bese Sambo Sony Tini Bese Sambo Sony Tini Besang the 10 Sambo Sony Tini Bese Sambo Gacho.
Shop the Chitong Yuba.
The Partloin.
Oh, that's not Malo Shotado. Took this Yuba Sayamaruka. Rodin Chang, the woman, I think the woman. Rumja to the Yuba set na Loda.
So he's sitting in cross-legged posture, and then above his crown are stacked the lineage gurus up until the Buddha Vajradhara. So one stacked above the other, and what is it? Atiparto, yeah.
Na son deb do party la ma ku yuwa so la darling ai sna ngu bo to kun chu pe se pon chu zan chu zin chu pra gi ni ta da ro pa chim bom balla na sa so ta ngu do cha do so se ta te nga so ti nam ju ti na na yuwa ti sa chu lam za ga ta ra ti chi ram te chi pa ri chi ram de ti ko ni do tan chi pa ri do te ni ti son deb de ya chi pa ri do te de party la ma ku yuwa so la party la ma se de rang cha ba la ma ta ni nam ba do jin chang ngô cháu làm mai bà thế này cứ giờ cho bạn số cứ giờ đani mà chúng nằm cứ giờ sẽ kêu à chú có lòng có chú có ngô như chú có đó thì nó cứ giờ cho đani thế ta bà thế này cháu làm mà thế là sẽ kêu đã cái lưu ngã ý sum sanh ta lưu ngã ý sum cái răng cái lưu ăn chú bám bờ ngã ăn chú bám ý ăn chú bám đó nó ngã ăn chú bám phiêu yes sanh yin sum sẽ đi yin sẽ đi ngui bộ 나라는 전화를 좀 가려요나 참아야 아프 우포 쪽거제도 우포 쪽은 추버제서 벌 추산 추진 추버랑 인지 탑라로냐 진본 밸런스 단 너드나 인라 동기 고네 되니 양추바 푸이고래 송거다 수인추바 순우근직된 가장 나서 멘다고 온도 순우근직된도 꾸용도 대 참마를 하는 게 능치지 제바 양풀 되네 남주가 생기 탐디야 야풀 랑게 룽아 이스면 양풀 무슨 요와 가요가 탐지 야풀 이지 줄바 단추부 제라서 버티는 주부 라마 탐지 야주네 대다와 야풀 되네 대코는 또 주방안서 다른 추자든 추지는 son도하더라 추산 추진 추부라긴지 타다로 빠지 뭐 벌라나 세야데 단내로 사제침 야풀요 참 야풀요 단도나 풀자도 풀지미 봐 사제침 하나 내야 돼다 대코는 주바 자기도 주바야나 이마도 주바 풀사야나 이마도 주바 버니라니야나 이마도 봐 대답 내로 갔다 telletini dekhonan chupasi tan dono chama ya phuyoda
So the visualization now here in the Dhammakirti Shalom is basically the same as in our sadhana. And so after this visualization, then there is this supplication to the Guru, which is also basically the same. So that's on page 53, that supplication. And so it begins with, to the glorious Guru, the Lord of the four kayas, and make offerings of body, speech, and mind, of outer, inner, and of other nature, and present all that is desirable as offering substances. And so the glorious Guru is the root Guru in essence and in appearance, the Buddha Vajradhara. The Lord of the four kayas is the embodiment of the four kayas, which is the Nirmana Kaya, Sambhoga Kaya, Dharma Kaya, and Svabhavika Kaya. And so to this Guru, I make offerings of body, speech, and mind. So I offer my body and I offer my speech, I offer my mind to the Guru. Then regarding the outer, inner, and other offering, so it refers to everything that either physically exists or that I can mentally create. So, for example, this is also similar to the offering in the 7 branch offering. Also, we mentioned in the mandala offering the other day. So we bring to mind the mandala, which is we bring to mind this billionfold universe. In each of these universes with the 4 continents and Mount Meru, and then also all sentient beings within those universes, and offer all of that up. So I offer the body, speech, and mind, and I offer everything that exists substantially, and also anything that I can mentally create. For example, you can mentally emanate, you can mentally create offering substances, or like offering goddesses who are holding offering substances and then make offerings. And then also there is the so-called suchness offering, which within the suchness offering, there is no distinction between an offering and one who makes an offering at all. So there's one offers from within a state of Mahamudra. When you rest within a state of Mahamudra, then there is no offering that inherently exists, and the one who offers doesn't exist, and then the recipient of the offering also does not inherently exist. So resting in that natural state of the mind is the suchness offering. So all of these various offerings are being made.
Tan dona rangi lu lomju gewa tsawa tamji tupa mipa purne rikuma so sowa tap sondo rikuma senatara laju sonde bishi nga dingi jupa lama tamji sowande pa.
So you, in brief, you offer everything up to the guru. So your body, your enjoyments, your resources, without holding anything back. And so this supplication or this offering to the guru it's called a reguma, which is it is the supplication to the lineage gurus.
Tanso lama namjo tanga so tanso gorwa tang tini dana mara tini ngana so na tiki dote dorjin chawa ngana so ti nyam singap chuju na yuwa sancho lamsa na ta tina na tini dema ngapchi ngapchi tiri dowa dorjin chawa tela na ro ta marma tabu pari niti kadi simti tsawa lama so tsaju lama na so wanda danzi loya tonga sinjilo sanda ninjin juwa dami nelo topar sinjilo cheche sanje topar sinjilo so ta te sako ta.
And then the supplication, the prayer that needs to be accumulated in our sadhana is on page 54. So that verse here, Great Vajradhara Tilopa Naropa Marpa Minarepa Kampopa Pamodrupa Lwachikten Sumgan Root Guru, who has been kind in 3 ways, and all the other root and lineage gurus, I supplicate you, bless me to let go of self-grasping, bless me to develop love and compassion, bless me to realize the natural state devoid of self, bless me to attain awakening within a single life. So this lineage supplication, that's what we need to accumulate.
Te man dung zo nga ge ta tina lama namjor sa ji jang sa ya tina lama namjor sa ge lama namjor de zo ta do dina rang ge za lama ta ju ba lama tham ji so tik din de ne tina nga ge te jang de sa ne so wan de bu do was so wan de ne tina za ju lama tham ji la so wan de ndi dong da kare nga la kare go do ro wa kap to lu shin nga la kare go do sin na ta nga ge ju la nyo mo ba dan jing te pe yo re nga la pe di danjing di tapha meli re yong do se danjing de tene di danjing di pha meli biro chi sine ta so ande kor ta danjing de ke chu kare chi gor se ta nga ngone chi po meli so ndo ni de ko danjing de ri do se wa ta tara nga le dunga kare yu de ba thamje ya danjing de ge zu sin do se mao pa ta nga ngi so sum la so pa ya danjing de ge phen do se 너 마치 버전이 참만 들이든 너 미발 드는 알아 신지라고 지스네 라면 남겨시 라말 소한데 다 알아 가래 고도시나 처치란서 다 알아 3대 닝게 드니 저때로 지스다 3대 닝게 용어 신지로 뭐줄라 삼바지야 닝지지야 단 너드는 상추지 셈지야라 드니 치란서 안 tun저지 신함나로 지스 다때 가르시나 드니 첸더게 대와야 제와 처럼만 부대와 탐지한테는 디테니 연구도 되는데 될 때는 다 상인기 때에 짜친 버리도스 단더 인지 면이 알고 하는데 성알은 나로 지스 다미 내로 또 버신젤로스 다 상대 인지 줄을 전에 상초지 셈 다미가 따와 근데 당하게 줄을 제거 단 너들은 내로 사자치 뭔가를 고도스 아 체제 상제 또 버신젤로스 다 대답은 내로 사자치 보고는 산지 공파 토고도 대답은 알아 신압 자로지 세기요래 단 도는 알아서 남남주 냠니시야 좋은 디나나 두고요래 다 가리고 그래서 나게 담이게 따와 또야 주로 산주지 셈치야 로 담이게 내로 또는 단 도는 사자치 뭔가게 주를 째고요 다 땡알 소완되는 게 레바 나 레바 휴요다 전 레바 대답은 알아 치로지 세는 하고 몰람자고요 다때 소인이 지고도와 다라 공도 휴인 방안서 라면 누구 세야 돼 나게 다 대바 다나지는 누구 세야 돼 때는 진랍데 다 다라테 토고도와 담이게 따와 산주지 셈 단진 시죠 토고도와 대엔도 당나라는 오는 배sor지고 배sor시는 때는 단진 녀모바 관계선 대테스 마음이 버치야는 배sor지죠 담이게 따와 산다 닌제 산주지 셈은 배sor지죠 tani data tes jitamata jona tani hachang mugu chemboji lama la sowande tar lama la sowande ne tani titene te rang mugu de am bane ro mugu shok chemboji yongwa yina chura jorin thong ka ne tu hilama de kichila chu kichi zamla chura dami ki tawa te tes je yorda karesene chira mugu de shok chem hachang je tani pe semga na tara 말아서 셈나는 남주 말미 부주는 냠제나다 말미 바게네 지 초와 배 하장 쇼팅보 르고 바빠다와 맨인 추반 쳐봐 다 하장 무그 다난 쳔부진 셈 초와더니 찌행거도 말미긴 초와 대답이 찌용 갑을 초게 다 됐지 지 저게 단지의 망 가로 그렇지 tini titini ta samning ji sachu sense ya te tini yong dami ki tawa se ya ta titini mugu te ki tini sembe nelo titini yong go yosar was hachang mugu shok chen bo chen tini sembe tini ta semnin jwa le mo do jwa le de tara mugu de chen bo chen chowa chen bo yong go do was chowa te ngo ta ma chen tini tini toni ki tawa 갑자기니 니 통고 요사를 왔어. 다라 사자진 뭐 통세야 돼. 랑기 줄을 유자 남주 녀몽 받았다 남도 라서 봐 효치리 거는 주니 대파 좀 투고요 말 왔어. 다 다라 라면 누구도 효치 뭐 째는 거. 대 효치 모델을 째는데 남주기 말한 게 다라 샘근 초와도 좀 가는 것도 남주기 샘근 초와도 좀 가는 누구도 효 chen tene tene lam sin lam tene ra ke ne lo thong ya sa je chi mo thong ya tene ngo ko yo was non mugu zo ya te ki chen bo cha ya tene ngo do mugu se ya te ga zang ga kha ni chi ni ji la ya ba te ke ngo yo sa ma ni mugu te hyuk chen bo pe lu ji ba pa dang wa men ni chi man to ba se seng gu nan cho wa hyuk chen bo go do tene se nam ju go do was nga ra so song yo jo ban ji ke song ke 라마 급이 가르라서 무그지 님마 마찬 신랍도 추유면 용에 신무그들은 지송 요한가 된 라마 급이 가르나이 됐어 가르나이 가르들 좀 맞추켜 열어봤어 얘나 강의돼 열어서 님마 샤요와이나 님마 되게 강기 시원에 좀 만밥이 그래서 삐티나이 라마데 신랍단 니빠데 가르나이 열어봤어 치라그 무그요나 신랍 밥초초 신랍 중 맞체파 소용고요 레스 데데다 신랍 고나 무그고 무그 슉 같이 채와이나 데네 신랍 대해서 슉침보고 도와서 배 간을 니마 슉 같이 채는 간데 쇼용 거로 첫 대해서 막는 거 그러 와서 막용 그래 배 디나이 나그 샘거더니 무그 같이 슉 채나 대해서 라면 신랍 대만족 대해서 나그 접아티 마다 다라 공등한서 송송 hla금 범차 공발에 라마 끼지 딩바 하세야티 라마 딩바 잡는 희거만 무그지야
샘나는 빼 초와 먹고 합던 게 흉친 보여 봐. 될거. 대인데 가전 책점 라비아 방금 되게 많이 인공으로 뻗는 따라 빼인 초와 흉친 보. 먹은 초와 흉친 보고도 아시. 대답은 거네 되니 랑 먹고 찌네 되니 따라티 라면 남조 장가겠다. 밤째 싸고 요레스.
Yeah, so that is the supplication, the prayer that is to be recited 100,000 times. And so we are supplicating here to the root guru and all the lineage gurus, and seeing actually the guru as the embodying all the gurus. And so basically in this supplication, what are we really actually saying? What is it that we are supplicating for? What are we asking for? So right now, currently, I have a lot of afflictive emotions in my mind and self-grasping. So I'm supplicating the gurus so that these become eliminated, these afflictive emotions. So in plain language, I'm saying that please eliminate all of my afflictive emotions, eliminate my self-grasping. Because what's the problem with self-grasping? It is self-grasping really that causes all unhappiness. Whatever suffering it is, it's because of self-grasping. And also in the future, it is self-grasping that will throw us down into the 3 lower realms. So self-grasping is the one that creates all of our suffering. So we supplicate, grant your blessings that I can let go of self-grasping. I must be without self-grasping. And so then what am I asking for? Bless me to develop love and compassion. Give me love and compassion. Give me bodhicitta. May it arise in my mind. That's really the blessing arising in the mind. So bless me that love and compassion and bodhicitta arise within my mind. Because that is what will bring me happiness in this life and in all future lifetimes. So here we should recognize that love and compassion are so important, so precious. I must, by all means, I must have it. So therefore, please grant it to me and bless me with love and compassion. And bless me that self-grasping diminishes and that I realize selflessness, that there is no self. So in brief, I want to realize Mahamudra. So with that, I supplicate single-pointedly. And so bless me to realize the natural state devoid of self, and bless me to attain awakening within a single lifetime. So bless me to realize the nature of my mind. Bless me so that I attain the state of enlightenment. And so this is really the whole point of practicing the Guru Yoga. Why do we practice it? It is because we want to realize that there is no self. We want that bodhicitta arises in the mind. In brief, we want to realize Mahamudra. So in this application, we repeatedly make this request. Please help me to accomplish that. And so basically, as you mentioned before, there's 2 points to that. So it is your devotion that you have to the Guru, which then develops into faith and a pure perception. And then that leads to the obtaining of the Guru's blessings. And then that leads to realizing that there is no self. So we need to realize that there is no self, and we need to cultivate bodhicitta. And from our own side, we need to have the determination to make an effort. I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to make an effort to eliminate the afflictive emotions and self-grasping. I'm going to make an effort to cultivate love and compassion and bodhicitta, to realize that there is no self. So if you are determined to make an effort in this, then that is great devotion. That is that great devotion. And so with that great devotion, you should supplicate to the guru. And so now in this moment, devotion arises, but also the mind always changes and we don't know how long it will be there in your mind. Moment by moment, the mind changes. And sometimes actually because of that, also when strong devotion arises, momentarily we actually do see that there is no self. We see the state of selflessness. And that is in a moment when strong devotion has arisen. And so sometimes also when we practice and we look at the mind and this strong feeling of devotion arises in us. And sometimes there is this feeling that we have, that we like a very unique feeling that we didn't really experience before. It's a very strong feeling that makes our pores, our hair stand on end, like gives us goosebumps, and it brings tears into our eyes. Sometimes there's this really strong feeling that arises in us, right? And that's the crucial point, it's that feeling. And in that moment of having that feeling, for this moment, actually self-grasping is interrupted, and love and compassion and bodhicitta can arise within this. And so in this moment of devotion, we can therefore see the selfless natural state of the mind. And so therefore we can see that it is through devotion that we are actually transforming, we are changing our mind. And it is specifically this really strong feeling that arises. It's that strong feeling that really changes our mind. Then when you rest within that strong feeling, then sometimes you actually see the empty nature of the mind. You recognize Mahamudra. So that is really how we recognize the state of Mahamudra. So normally we have a lot of thoughts and afflictive emotions, and we cannot really defeat them. We can't really overcome them. But then, like on our own, but then in an instant, the moment you feel this intense feeling of devotion to the guru, in that moment, all of these ordinary feelings and emotions are interrupted. And that is when the blessings enter your mind and you see the nature of the mind, or you see Mahamudra. So that's the reason why this is so, practice here is so important. And also the feeling in the practice is extremely important, meaning that it's not just some verbal recitation where we just basically verbalize our devotion, because that's not devotion, but it should be not just coming from your mouth, but also really a feeling should arise within you, so that you feel like there's some tingling in your body, like your hairs are standing on end, you feel these goosebumps and your eyes fill with tears. The strong feeling must arise in your mind. That's when the blessings enter your mind. Chikden Somgyön also said that when the sun of devotion shines upon the snow mountain of the Guru's 4 kayas, the stream of blessings will emerge. So even though you have a glacier, a snow mountain, if the sun is shining on top of it, then the ice will melt and a river will emerge. And so this snow mountain is like the blessings of the Guru that are melted or in a way activated through our devotion. And when devotion arises, then the stream, this endless stream of blessings will flow, and the blessings will flow and enter your mind. And so for that, you need to have strong devotion. The stronger your devotion, the stronger will be the blessings. Just like the hotter the sun shines on the snow mountain, the more ice it will melt. So the more water you will have. So the stronger your devotion, the more the blessings can enter your mind. And the more the blessings enter your mind, the more you will purify your obscurations. So as I mentioned before, we said that it is of greater benefit to remember the Guru for just a moment than it is to visualize hundreds and thousands of deities. And remembering the guru now is not just thinking of the guru, not just like a thought, but there must be that feeling of really strong devotion in you, this really strong feeling that's not just words, not just lip service, you're not just reciting something, but it's a real feeling that has to come from the bottom of your heart, from really deep within you. And so then within that feeling, staying in that feeling, continuing on in that feeling, you should then accumulate 100,000 of these recitations.
무그요나 되니 달람 남jo 체드 dimba 차고요레스 대엔디 다라 곤진나는 송도 똑바퀴다 무그 코나 뇌스 너나 나랑라다 똑바퀴 걸어봤어 똑바 용딘 대엔디 대기야 탑다 라마를 무그제네 무그 대때는 신랍 토발 때는 나가 똑바 제도와스 대엔디 무그데다 나글라마 남jo 냠닝게 닝보임 하고 대파 무그 대파 무그 미나 되는 말때 저 같이는 걸 배치랑 배설 지나야 레버 충충무지 토부여 말이스 배는 가서 뛰디나는 송요에 따라 대파 매번만은 까부추는 매치대 상우매 측발 미국은 뭐 주기노서 대파 매번만은 주 개비 용딘 게 투고요 말이스 상우매 측발 대파도 빠도 고요래서 따라 자차 상방고 가르선도 세나 람종 남지 돈담네 대파니지 또자인 셈진내로 대파 또자인 님무중코 원바와 맹미빠인 통함이시 배는 님무중코 님마 원바와리 어서 침버리데 주 맹미나 주 님무서 통고요 말이지 배 디나이 지랑 셈진내로 된 하나이 되는 요래데 얘네야 대파미나 된 통고요 말이에요 대파도 니빠도 고스 대파 먹으니 근데 대파 먹으요나 되는 라면 남죠 다 약고 차고요 되는 다른 나서 장사야 되더니 뒤때니 싸고 때 니빠도 가기 양서 대파도 먹을 장거 대파 먹으 맞아는 참상나서 뒤 긴자만을 때는 됐어 라마를 대파 lokpar지야로 랑아 녀무 받침 보여 받치세요 추드비야라 받치 됐을 때는 이제 대파 냐면 로와 되는 남돈 라면을지 나라도 지디 송어 라마는 이제 주를 되니 그래서 양하게 배 다나게 말아봤지 되니 먹을 세다 팀바 맞게베지 대답하더니 중요가 때는 나게 대바도 거는 퍼야는 배sor지고 되니 남중하는 답지시고 나좀 던디도 참사 참사들이 지내다 주냐면 지도되지 담보 완로 팀인가 망보셔 되니 양 때스지 카땅 되니 지기도 소소게 라마 게비히닌 제바 유된지 솔라 랑게 잡아 라마 맹장 되니 게비히닌 제바 유된지 던질라 되니 연구도 와 그래서 잡자지고 담보 치란 치 쇼다 메여 치란 왕 쇼다 메여 치란 디디니 럽죠 시다 메시테 치란 라마리 치란 담가요 치란 저 왕로 치 마이는 치란 답게세는 되게 다 지난 주완long 휴차드더니 대파 담층 이빠도 송고 막 담층 마소나 그 담층 냠바이나 그 조원은 이 소소는 로요 봤어 되게 인상게요 만때 추코랑 그 용나는 대송 오늘 송예요 다른 하나도 때 담층 대파 된 대파 담층 대파 여러 봤어 저당 라마 니하게 때 담책 송고요. 라메야 로마를 담책 송고 로메야 라마를 담책 송고. 대인들이 랑게 주라 되는 랑게 참자 답지 마제나 되는 나랑 참자 진 종인 바다 투야. 양진 베테스 징하게 나와는 좀으로 다 라마근 제바 연구요로 봐. 그래서 되는 랑게 나와는 좀으로 이제 되는 땡하게 남도 체르체르 땅 되는 뜻어pen 단 공조 잠문을 송아리 제표나는 대청록다 접세 되는 거라다 녀모 바꾸는 건도 풀로 봐 뜻어 되는 마용와 니빠데 지고 나도 자세 라는 송요 라마 기베히니 대가 쫓들이 봐 랑기 주게 따라 용딘 야콘 건도 프레어 와스 대인들이 양하게 쫑다 뜻어 용딘도 좀 냠든 로트니 용디 만통와 좀 망본 통고요나 드니 지랑 파타링 잠기는 되게 제가 맞제네 초고요 마도야 제 칸的当다때 중으로 쪽대 봐이나 나게 담생 홈마 담생 추기 담생 제가 차서로 왔어 담생을 드니 중 잡고요 레스 담생을 중 잡나 라니를 중 잡거든 너는 랑 게와 되야 중 잡, 랑 소남냐면 랑 그게 사야 차요 거요 봐 대인들지 ngazo tandchi tso chung thung de tene lamsang pe chodo golo chung de une ngarang ge chung yinda lam chung ha ko yamare samsang ngarang so ji soso gun do ba man thona des tene lama ge chung se ya lama le chung thoya ge bi hi ni le chung thong ya tso le chung zu ya ro tene yang samsang ga chu do ram da che tso ge yang lama de ya bo yo mare chung mang bo yo lam de tu kha le jo tene chung zu ya 또 지기도 하더니 또 소지하더니 라니라 누구요래 산지 띵발라 누구요래 근데 이 주로 주냠내지네더니 주럽병시 그 사람이 또 소는 누구요래 근데 내는 하기 먹게 왜 저거요래 근데 또 수되는 배 잡서시고에 하장 기침보리 그래서 라면 남겨던 제와요래 라면 남겨서야돼 대파 밤식 누구 코나더니 연구도 하실랍대 근데 정말 친원 친원나 인제와요 대바인데 정말 그때 잡서시고 했대 내가 차대요 레스 나 자세라니 가르송요 위위시니 기반진 거 송아 디나 이상 땅거든
So it is therefore through devotion that your practice of the Guru Yoga will really become like a authentic, a true practice. In the Gongchik also it says that realization depends only on your devotion. So we want to develop the qualities of realization, and the method to realize the nature of the mind is to cultivate devotion to the Guru, because through the Guru's blessings we can realize the nature of the mind. So therefore the essence of this practice is faith and devotion. If you do not have faith and devotion, then no matter how much and how long and how much of an effort you make in the practice, the results will be only very small. For example, it is said that if you want to grow a sprout from a seed, but if you burn the seed, then no sprout can grow from it. And that is similar to a person that doesn't have faith and devotion. It's like that burned seed that cannot sprout. So qualities cannot arise within the mind. Then Maitreya had said that it is so the ultimate realization that of the nature of your mind, the self-born nature of your mind, or to realize the ultimate truth, comes from devotion, faith and devotion. And it is like the sun. You know, if it is like the eyes that give you, or the eyes that kind of make you see the sun. So even if the sun is really brilliant, if you are blind, then it makes no difference to you because you cannot see it. And so even though the nature of your mind is actually already there, if you have no devotion, you cannot see it. So we surely need to cultivate faith and devotion. And if you have that, then your practice of the Guru Yoga will really become authentic. And so for that to arise, you have to repeat and train the mind again and again. So this is why we accumulate many recitations. So we have to train the mind over and over again in cultivating faith and devotion. And it's crucial because if we don't have faith and devotion, if it's not that strong, then so many things can happen. Different conditions can change everything. And then we lose our devotion and we cultivate wrong views. Afflictive emotions arise, and then they create an obstacle to our Dharma practice. And we lose the devotion that we've had before, because if we begin to think about all kinds of things, for example, as we said before, we think about what that guru is doing, and then when he's doing something that we don't fully agree with, then we can't sustain our pure view and our devotion goes away. So actually we have to, therefore we have to make an effort in constantly increasing our devotion. And to do that, we have to really look at our mind, really analyze our mind. Now, sometimes when we practice the Dharma, we receive a lot of empowerments and instructions and transmissions and so on. And then even though we have received these, then sometimes we develop all kinds of negative thoughts. So actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be a root guru. It could be any guru or spiritual teacher. And this is something we have to be extremely careful about. So even if it's not your own root guru, we do receive empowerments and teachings. So to begin with, you can make your own choice. It's of course up to you whether or not you want to receive teachings and empowerment from that teacher. And it's definitely fine, and it's good to investigate the teacher before you establish that connection. It is fine to analyze and make your own choice whether or not you actually want to follow that teacher, want to receive their instructions and empowerments. So that's up to you. But then once you have made that decision and you have received empowerments and instructions, then you also have a samaya. And then it's very important that you keep that samaya, because broken samayas is what plunges us in, causes us to be born in the 3 lower realms, and causes a lot of suffering. So that is also explained extensively in the scriptures. So it's not some kind of like punishment or so, but this is just the nature of things. So devotion and the samaya are directly related to each other. And as we said before, the disciple and the guru, they both must keep their samaya. So the guru also has a samaya to keep, and the disciple has their own samaya to keep. And it's important that we really look at our own mind and really analyze our own mind and check our own mind, because it is possible that sometimes we run into all kinds of conditions. For example, you encounter a negative companion and then you fall under their influence. And for example, that companion maybe criticizes that guru's, that spiritual teacher's activities. And then that increases the afflictive emotions and the thoughts in your own mind. So that's what we just mentioned before in the calling the guru from afar. So then it is those doubts and wrong views that obscure your devotion, obscure your mind. So then afflictions and thinking increases. So we have to be very careful about that and make sure that this doesn't happen. So that's explained also in the 37 Bodhisattva practices, that we should follow a guru, because through the guru, our qualities increase like the waxing moon. So the quality should increase when we follow a guru. But then when we begin to not seeing the qualities of the guru and trying to just see their faults, then actually if you are in a state of just seeing faults, maybe it is better to maybe distance yourself a little bit. It's fine. You don't have to be connected to somebody or always kind of associate with them, because what happens then is that you become too afflicted, and then you become very critical, and then you point out their faults and you complain about them and so forth, and you tell people about it, and then that is a great ruin. Actually, it is a great loss, because you've already established that connection of the Dharma, that samaya, before. And now if you then become very negative and critical, then that actually has a negative effect on your samaya. So it declines, it becomes tarnished. The samaya becomes tarnished when you begin to see only faults. And actually, even though you might see faults, it's not so sure whether it's the guru's fault or your own faults. So, so therefore, so what also happens sometimes, what we have to be careful about is that now, when some other Dharma friends, for example, they actually have devotion to that guru, and let's say you see the faults in a guru and you begin to criticize that guru, then maybe if you tell the other Dharma friends about it and say this guru is so bad, he's doing this and that, then the other disciples will follow you, and then they will also see faults, and then they all begin to criticize. And the harm that is being caused here is, first of all, you're harming yourself, but also it really brings harm to the Buddha Dharma, to the teachings themselves. So therefore, and it turns other people away from the Dharma practice. So that's something that we really have to be extremely careful, because by doing that, we are actually kind of establishing a foundation of negativity, of non-virtue. That's why we have to be careful about that. And so again, that is directly connected to the Samaya and the Guru Yoga practice. So for the Guru Yoga practice, in order to receive the blessings of the Guru, it is essential to cultivate pure perception, faith, and devotion, and to have a pure Samaya by having a devotion. And that is also directly related to the realization of Mahamudra. So because of all that, it's extremely important to be very careful about that. So again, in the 37 practices, that's related to that verse about the spiritual teacher whom we should cherish even more than our own body.
Oh yeah. Also, my drum see the Tarati Nyamnik Hundona Sanjik on the Zavalama, sit the Jodabus. Go in Yosan like him too. Rangan Temple want you to do your the Kuyang on the Lama, the Yeminian Parayas, Tatema, Magadurum seeing a doa, Durum seeing the name. Dorjan Chang Telapan is in it, Ma, don't go. Tini madon tini tsangma tini tsabalama la de tini rangin doji na kola ta tsabalama chi po chang do asi tsabalama chi po gom yoko do asi.
And then we come next to the dissolution, which is then on page 55. And so then, having supplicated the root guru who embodies all the Buddhas fervently and with undivided mind, and so forth, and then and then I rest in the indivisible state. So then first of all, in the dissolution, everything dissolves. So all these lineage gurus, starting with Vajradhara, he dissolves into Tilopa and all the other lineage gurus, down to their own root guru. And then in the end, there is only the root guru in the space in front of you. So you only visualize the guru. There's only the guru.
That doji na ka tini rang tsabalama dorjan chang te ke tini trawa ne so ozar kapon chuen de tini te rang trawa la chon thum yu do rang trawa la chon thum de tini rang sepa kap ni sepa kap ta dona ta luji gon sa ya patne ne kap go dropa tham chi pha jang luji gon dropa tham chi pha jang ne tene ozur te chur thamba la tene bombo wang thop do bombo wang thop rang tene ko dorji tu ko on de ses bombo wang thop tias wang ye dropa ye ko yes ni he yong do tu ko on de cha te ya wang ye na ne bombo wang thop te ya.
So then you have the root guru in front of you, and the root guru is in essence is the root guru, and in appearance is Vajradhara. And then think that from his forehead, a white light radiates, and it dissolves into your forehead. And by dissolving into your forehead, it purifies the obscurations related to the waking state, and the physical, the body obscurations are being purified. and you have received the vase empowerment. And as a result, you attain the Vajra form of the Nirmana Kaya. So we receive 4 empowerments, which are related to the purification of 4 obscurations, and that is also related to 4 kayas. So here, the kaya is the Nirmana Kaya, and the empowerment is the vase empowerment.
Lama Dorji Chankitin, Rimpane, Ozermapo, Trune, the Rangin Rimpa, some thumb. The Rangin Rimpa and Tampa Teletine, Rangetine, Malam Kap, Drupajang, Tandona, Nagon Saya, but the Drupatam Pajang, Teletin, the Song Wang, so top. The Song Dorji Long on the Chipa,
And then next, you visualize that from the Guru Vajradhara's throat, red light radiates and it dissolves into your throat. And that purifies the obscurations of the dream state. And you have received the secret empowerment and the potential to then actualize the Vajra speech of the Sambhogakaya.
Lama Dorjen Chang, take Tukane, Ozun Tinkan Tunet, Rankin Ninkala, the Ozun Tum, Ozun Tampalatin, Ni Tokugon, Saya, Japa, Tandona Rank, Semjigon, Saya, Magio Japa Tampi Pajane, the nature around the Nishirabi Hichi one top, the net took Dorji Chugon on the separates.
And then next, from the Guru Vajradhara's heart, blue light radiates and it dissolves into your heart, and that purifies the obscurations of the deep sleep state. And you have received the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment, and so the obscurations of the mind are being purified, and you actualize the Vajra mind of the Dharmakaya.
Lama Dorjen Chang, 그 때와니 되네 어저 세번 트네 랑게 때와는 좀 델레티네 되네 랑게 호we 네갑 주바 장 되네 왕 주바 톱 되네 이시 도딩오 오니 공도 세바레서.
Then next you visualize that from the Lama Vajradhara's navel, yellow light radiates and it dissolves into your navel, and that purifies the obscurations related to the transference of consciousness, and you have received the 4th empowerment. And as a result of that, you actualize the Vajra primordial wisdom of the Svabhavika or essence kaya.
Lama Tamba, Wazirji Kongor Shones, Lama te Uji Kongor so Shonetini, Rangato, Tommy Wodo, Rangan Tom the Lama Kosong to the Rang Lunga is any Yemi Pachazda. Yemi the Churson.
And then in the end, visualize that the Guru then dissolves into a sphere of light, which then dissolves into you. And in this way, think that you have merged indivisibly so you've merged your ordinary body, speech, and mind with the Guru's enlightened body, speech, and mind. So now you have become equal to the Guru.
Lama told the Ransim Yemi Churs and the Tandona Rang sent the Tinshi, Namju Tinshila Tingoris. Tara Mato Lama Namju Gom Jatnisi and Daging Anso Tanga Dina Rangatini, Namju Tatu Lam Kabla Songo, Namju Chuna Kabla. Teni Tanga de Rangalama Rangachu Gom. Reva. Teni Koraja, Tendrich Ro, Tanga Koraja, the Namju Compap on Rugu or Pattern Rose, Tenichi, Teni Rang and Chapa E Patina Gom. Teni. Need so te nyandu de tini rang same nying na na gom ten sungu do sama sa ko rimba la gongo se ando chi yo samso
So then you have this term here that you have merged indivisibly with the guru's enlightened mind. So that is related actually to our day-to-day practice of mindfulness. We always should meditate on Guru in all of our activities. So it is said that when you're sitting and when you're still, then you should visualize the Guru above your crown. And when you're walking around, you should think like you're walking around in your daily life. Then you should think that the Guru is like a circumambulation. So the Guru is behind, at your right shoulder. And when you're sleeping, you should visualize the Guru at the heart. And when you're eating, you should visualize the Guru at the throat.
남주 딱 가대나 라마 딘시 다 만다와스 딘시 세야 돼 땅아 그 라마 인승고 요라 남주 말한서 막 가대나 딘시 요나 드니랑게 다 가대나 드니 센트뇨 뭐고 하는 거고 말봐 때때 딘시 돼 드니 라마 인스 이제 손도 따라 제고 창바케스 란싱랑오 시버 라마의 남주 잉이 딘베 좀 손뎁지라 인스 란신 랑오 시바 라마의 남조스 랑게 센터 랑게 고 시바이나 다 라마 남조데 노마데 테레스 랑게 센 랑오 시스데 랑게 센고 네로 하코아테 라마 남조 인스 이미 딩베 좀스 균이 마양 와친 데니테 중 마체베테네 나기 냠네시 중 쫑데나 다테 라마라 손뎁지라 인소 라마 선나메요 라센다 예미 라마테 남조가 나서 다 라마 땅아니 카친도 그러와 라마시디다 야나 파타리 보카와 요나 라마 거도도데 가수 라마는 진도고요 근데 말이죠 라마 선나메요라 센데 예미스 라마 쓰려요마 라마랑 생나네요레스 당하게 되따라 대바다 무구다 드니 디히트서다 라마 리데요 대생게 쓸려만 나래요레스 라마 쓰나메요 드니 라센데 예미스 다 라마 남주 고나 대답된 주제에서 다 라마 남주 고나 드니 은혜 대답 다 라마 남주 치나 야보 공구요나 드니 대답 라마 생겨나나 드니 만다와치네 곰나 드니 당어만 남주레서 조번 지딩스 뭐 가르쳐요 그러시나 라마 타라세 산지스 틱톡 남주라 데모트게 야촌나 직성요 당아 팅금도 무기동 쇼트라포인 진딘제단 자만용소 단도르드는 라마를 콘자바 미바치 송유를 줘바는 버친 그런 거는 무기동 쇼트라포인 진딘제단 자만용세지 여다 책이여요 되면도
So normally we always speak about mindfulness, and actually mindfulness is the Guru. The Guru is mindfulness. So that's why when you never separate from mindfulness, you never separate from the Guru. If you're mindful, then also you will not become controlled by afflictive emotions. So mindfulness is the Guru. As I mentioned before, Gotsampa also had said that now to recognize the true nature of your mind, that is the ultimate, the actual Guru Yoga practice. When you rest within that state without distraction and uninterruptedly, that state itself naturally becomes the Guru supplication. So in this way, you are actually always inseparable from the Guru. So normally our ordinary perception is a perception of separation. So we think of the Guru as some kind of this solid being with a body that is like up there or far away or somewhere separate from us. So we perceive the Guru as this separate, the existing being. When actually that's not the case at all. The Guru is nowhere outside of ourselves. The Guru is inseparable from our own mind. And so with faith and devotion and mindfulness, we recognize that. we recognize that the guru is nowhere outside, but it's our own mind, it's our own mindfulness. So therefore, if you practice the guru yoga, practice well, then you will never be separated from the guru. And that's the actual guru yoga practice. Jigten Somgön had said that I'm a yogin who has realized that my own mind, the guru's mind and the Buddha's mind are one.
그들이다. 민칭 그거 탐치듯이 민칭 그거 탐치듯 누구 동속 잡고인 진딘제단 드라마녀서 너나다 콘라마든 드라미스 가르치는 무구든 드라미스 대디 라마든 드라미스 거다.
So it said, then the quote continues, so at all times throughout the 6 periods of day and night, I always think of the guru with great devotion, and in this way I am never separated from the guru. I've never separated from the guru. It is because if you never separate from devotion, then you're never separated from the guru.
Lama tusum sanjila yi tongye wala tandi mui song. Kondo dina yi ni tin lama ta la chin drama nyonga. Lama ta mugu tan drama nyonga re song ta. Dona rangi ta yi de la kadyo na tini lama la mugu de juma chepa yu na. Tini lama ta mandrawa ndayo ma resi. Te tabu tini mugu de ta drinshi ya tina na yo resi. Tini ta lama ta namjun chodo chupa te chupa yo resi.
Milarepa had said that similar, that I've never for a moment separated from my heartfelt devotion and yearning for the guru who embodies all the Buddhas after 3 times, meaning that he has never separated from devotion. So in brief, if you never separate from devotion, then you never separate from the guru. And that also is related to mindfulness. So mindfulness comes in there. So through mindfulness, you never forget about the guru. So that is the best, the supreme guru yoga practice.
단 참사야 말아서 뇨몽베 이완도 참사지 나글라말 대바다 무구요나야 참산 그래서 뇨몽바지 대바 로바다야 그래서 생근 남종인 바지야 근데 종아이는 드니 안 샤바 필람산 진식하고 샤바 평안한 게 종이 바하고 도초지 바 되는 샤장 남산 남사 지고레스.
And sometimes it happens that we become controlled by afflictive emotions. And so even though we do have devotion to the guru, sometimes we become afflicted, and then our devotion to the guru comes a little bit defiled, and so negative thoughts arise in the mind. So when that happens, we should confess that immediately. So immediately recognize that with mindfulness and purify this negativity through confession.
어야 따뜻공 문로대 쉰르바이 문로 말이 다라데 라마 남제도 쉰르바이 드니 기존 초월이 선다 드니 모함모나서 나스 투지체 참아.
So for tonight, we stop the teachings here on the Guru Yoga practice, and since it's gotten a little bit late, we will go straight to dedications. But thank you, everybody.
May Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, arise where it has not been, where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By this virtue, may I achieve the all-knowing state, and by defeating all enemies' confusion, the cause of suffering, may all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. in order to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality as it is, and just like Sambhatabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did, by the blessings of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessings of the truth of the unchanging changeless nature, by the blessing of the indivisible assembly of the Sangha, may these prayers be accomplished as I have dedicated. By the virtuous accumulations of the three times of myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by these roots of virtue, may I and all sentient beings swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment.
Thank you very much, everybody. Chashidele. See you again.
Bye.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you, Ina.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Benza sato samaya manu palaya benza sato tino pa tishari no me bawa soto kayo me bawa soto chayo me bawa Angarato me bawa sarva siddhe me parayesa sarva karma sutta me siddham shiyam kuru aha ho bangave sarva tathagata bezama me meza beza bhava ma sammaya sato